Well, hi folks. There we are. We're back outdoors. Stuy's having a pretty good day. It's been outdoors since about noon today, and it's just going on 4 o'clock. I was going to run out here to Foster Falls. I want to see Foster Falls, but what I want to do is I want to go down to the second falls. Well, when I got here, this road dead ends into a river, right? The river that Foster Falls is on. Most of the year, that river's 3-4 feet deep. This road is a river crossing. There's no bridge. You drive through the river, come up the other side, and the road continues on, and there's an access. It wraps around and comes out on the other side of Foster Falls. I want to get over there. I was going to do it. I got the truck nose right up to the edge of the river going. Deepest spot looks like maybe 24 inches. I figured I could make it. Water's nice and clear. I can see the bottom. It's all rock. It's all rock. It's, you know, big rock all through there. Looks like good driving surface. But what if, right? What if I got hung up in the center of that thing? Well, I don't have my tow ropes, and I don't have my come along with, because 9 out of 10 times you can inch yourself out with a come along. My come along's got about a 24-foot cable on it. I can winch that truck a couple dozen feet. I'd be able to get it out. Right now, if I got stuck in that river, I'm stuck in it. I got nothing to get myself out with. So I didn't do it. So what I'm doing today is I'm hiking down here 3/4 of a mile approximately, maybe a mile, to Foster Falls. When I get to Foster Falls, another half a mile is the second falls, not named. I want to go to the second falls today. I'll see how I feel when I get down to Foster. The river's low, so the falls aren't going to be these big, majestic, roaring fast falls that you've seen in the past if you watch my Foster Falls videos. So I'm not going to film much other than falls on this trip. Not a lot of trail filming and stuff unless I see something of interest. So I'll be plugging in anything I see along the trail, like, man, the wild daisies are out all over the place. Flowers are blooming everywhere. So I might do a little shot here and there of flowers. Butterflies, birds, whatever I see. And I'll plug that in. But otherwise it'll be mostly waterfalls. So I'm heading down to Foster Falls. So thanks for tagging along. And I'll see you down there at the falls. But I can tell it's not blowing very hard. It's still pretty, but it's not blowing very hard. The top of the falls, right through the trees there. It'll be interesting to see what it looks like down from the falls. We're going to head down there. There's a fella down there fishing. So we're going to head down there. Get some shots from down there. Now, if you watch my old Foster Falls videos, Yourself? You don't mind if I accidentally kick you once in a while when I pan it? I got a YouTube channel. So what are you catching here?
I'm just fishing for whatever bites. What do you do, Ken?
Sty North. Sty North. It's S-T-Y. North. Yep. It's an outdoor channel. Yeah, this is amazing. When I was here after the snow was almost gone, this was flowing almost 3 feet deep right through there. This was all covered. You couldn't see any of this stone I'm standing on at all. This is one. Oh yeah. Yeah. Have you seen the two downstream? There's no names. Yeah, down about another quarter of a mile, there's another falls. Be about half the size of this one, but it's a lot wider. And then another half mile beyond that one's another one that's pretty wide, but then it comes together and there's two gorges and it drops down. Yeah, they're not even named. Yeah. What's that? Well, it's the accessibility. There's no trails really. You gotta just follow the river down to them. Yeah, I was told there's browns and rainbows in here. So. Well, I'm heading downstream, so you have a good time.
Yes, sir, you too. Thank you.
I decided, oh, excuse me, mosquito down the throat. I decided I was gonna go ahead and do a little bushwhacking and follow the riverbed, and came across this spot. And there's a couple of things here I wanted to point out. You can see all this driftwood pile on both sides. And this is like a little island on this side. When this water is high, you can see over there, it goes around the other side of it. It's low enough now, it's not flowing on the other side. If it is at all, it's trickling. But in this spot, this spring, when the water was high, it was above those driftwood piles and flowing over them. That's how high this water was. And that's how powerful this water gets. But another thing I wanted to show you, which is, yeah, you gotta be careful, you trip all over the place. Boy, there's a lot of good crafting wood laying in here. But check these roots out. This root here runs all the way out, connects to that one that's running up here. you can tell, and look at this huge root here coming out, and it branches off, goes two different directions. These trees along the river, as they grew, this is a big pine tree. Big, yeah, huge pine tree. But these trees, as they grew on these banks, and all their roots head directly away from the river. Now you can imagine what it would take to wash a tree like that away off this embankment. Now, as the soil is eroded, all these rocks are exposed. So the tree is surrounded by rocks. So usually these trees, until they're dead and rotten, never come down. I think this video is going to end up being longer than I expected, but over here too you can see that's a huge pile of washed down tree roots, tree trunks, all the debris that washed down over Foster Falls to get here. That debris pile, can't tell it real well from here, but that debris pile is about 7 feet tall. 7 feet tall. All pushed there by water, and this spring, that water was roaring over the top of that pile. Now, also this spring, that water was, I'm standing in what would have been really fast-moving water. But this tree was right here. That water, there's the base of the tree, that water was up here. That would have been only about a foot below my head. You can see this is where it was flowing into the woods. Yeah. Quite the powerful force water when it starts moving. Okay, we're heading back up the trail. I'm trying to get down to those second falls. I wanted to show you folks this. This is a raspberry, wild raspberry bush. You can see all those raspberries on it. Tons of them. And it's a tiny little bush. And down these old trails like this, you'll find tons of these bushes. You'll find big clusters of them. This is just one. I stopped here just to take a little quick sip of water and saw that and I thought I'd film this. But, as you can tell, those tiny little green buggers, another 2 weeks, right along with the blueberries, we're going to have us a ton of raspberries. When I came down this trail last year to the second and third falls, I came across this crossing. Cameron never does these inclines justice, but it's steep coming down here, steep heading up, and you got this creek running through here. Well, last year, that creek was all the way up to this stump. Now you can tell how deep that must have been to come, be all the way up to that stump. Flowing through here, it was about 10 feet across. And there had been a log that was laying right here where that debris is. That was on this high piece of ground here and the high piece of ground there, and I had to go across that log. Now you just step across it. again, it's just amazing how much the terrain can change with just some rain or the lack of it. Now it's a little hard for you to see, but that, folks, is a bear track. There's my hand. Now you can see the narrow heel. It runs a little bit at an angle. And there's the front, where his toes are. And that's his inside arch of his foot on this side. And based on the size of my hand, he's a pretty good sized fella. Pretty good sized fella. There's a couple more. There's one right in there. This is all wet. Swampy kind of stuff in here. And he's walking right on the edge of it. And from the looks of it, it's probably 4 or 5 days old. It was after our last rain, and it hasn't had any rain in it since. So, but it's got a tiny little plant that just sprouted in it, probably within the last 2 days. So I'd say 3 to 5 days old at the most, because 5 days ago, well, it'd be 6 days ago, we had heavy downpours, so that would not be here right now. So okay, on we go. All right, guys, Sty's in heaven. I need to come in here in about 3 days. All over here there's wild strawberries all over the place, and I'll show you. They hide themselves. Look at this cluster here. There's a cluster there, and there, and there. Every once in a while I'll see one that's ripe, and there's a cluster. But they're all over. They're all over the place. I ate a couple of ripe ones. Got my taste buds going, and like I said, for most of these, oh, I'm telling you, I just ate another one. They have such a strong strawberry flavor. Super strong strawberry flavor. Patches of wintergreen. You can see them under there. They're all over. There's times when you walk right past a patch and not even realize there's good. But they're all over here. They're all over in here. Yeah, just thick with them back here. Back in there. I can see all kinds of them in here. But wintergreen's another one that very common. Very, very common all over the place up here in northern Wisconsin especially. And you can find them under the snow. Berries are just as red, plants are just as green. Yep, good name for them, wintergreen. You take one of those berries, squish it between your fingers and taste it. Yep, just like you stuck a piece of wintergreen gum in your mouth. Okay guys, turn the camera on to give you somewhat of an idea of what I've got to bushwhack through to get to these second falls. And I'm telling you, one spot will be nice and open and you're going, oh, this is nice. You'll walk about 20 feet and then you're right in the thick of stuff again. Everything is gonna smack you right in the face. The river's right there. I hiked down that ATV trail for a while, turned north and hiked about, 450 yards, and brought myself down to the river. There, when I was here last time, there was, you could hear the falls from the trail up there. Now look at what I found. This is, okay, this is why you want the camera running. You won't believe this. Look at this. Just look at that. That's a fire pit. And it's completely grown in around this. I would have never ever seen that fire pit if I hadn't gone just bushwhacking through here. There is no trail to it. You can pretty much so tell how thick this timber is and how this is grown in. There hasn't been a campsite here. Looking at the growth that's in here, this campsite has not been here. I bet you this campsite is pre-1950s. Pre-1950s. Now here's where I would love to come in with a metal detector. I'd love it. But ain't that awesome? A doggone fire pit right there. And the waterfalls are right down there. Right down in there. We're getting close. Now I know it opens up a little bit. Got this nice big white pine growing here. Opens up a bit. Gets you over here by the falls. This is the top of the falls. And I'm going to take you around. Now when I was here last, that falls was more over the top of the front. Top there. More down there, not just down this gully. I'm going to go out. It's a little tricky getting out there. I got to get out on that little knob right here so I can take a shot of that waterfall. I'll go work my way through there. Look at how that birch tree broke. Well, no, that's a pine. That's not a birch. I thought it was a pine. easier way to get to that side. That's all flat rock. I will investigate when I drive across the river next week or whatever. But we're heading back into the thick of the woods to get out on that rock. Yeah, I can do this stuff. You gotta watch where you're walking. Get an eye poked out by a branch, and you gotta watch where your feet are going because you got lots of loose rock you're climbing through. Yeah, this isn't a place to be hiking if you're busy daydreaming. You do need to pay attention. Getting me out here though. I'm so sorry this is such a long video, but it is what it is. When I get done at this falls, I'll be shutting it off unless something major happens, and then I'll do a closing. But I gotta get this area first. In fact, I need to sit and take a break. But look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Beautiful little waterfall in here. I wasn't able to get in here to film this like this. I was up in the woods up here filming it with my phone. I could get right on the edge. Where I'm standing, that water was as high as this whole area right here. And that falls only dropped about, well, it dropped what's there. You see there? It was dropping that part, but the water was coming off the top over here. It was all those rocks. That water was pouring, just roaring over that. This was all water from here, all water pouring down this canyon. Yeah, this is just amazing. I'm going to sit here and take a quick break. Then I'm going to take the camera and we're hiking down in there on the other side of those stones. I'm not going to the third falls because that's another half mile, maybe 3/4 of a mile downstream yet. So now I'm doing, this is all the farther I'm going today. So I'm going to sit and take a break. I'll talk to you guys in a minute. Now you can tell at one time this was a waterfall. This was a waterfall and this was the main channel going downstream. Right now there's just a pond. It's connected to the main channel. You can see the waterfall, how the debris piled up here from the falls back probably thousands of years ago. How the debris piled up here. And that's where the water flowed off, is right here, down into that gorge and that pond, and that was the main channel. Now it's on the other side of this big rock. Now I'm going to go over here and try to film around that big rock. I'm not climbing up on that bugger. I ain't going to take the risk. But so that's like an island there now, because the river is running on the opposite side of it now and coming out down there. Now that's how high this water was, because when I was here last, that water was just roaring and it was flowing off of this. It was still going around the other side and through here and off the end of this. Because I was standing right down in there filming up this direction. Alright, we're going to see if we can look around the other side over there. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of editing, but there's still going to be a long video. Well, it's tricky getting around it, but this step falls in there. And it flows down and around. This big outcrop of rock I climbed up. I'm not going to the top of the bugger, it ain't worth it. Yeah, there's nice little falls in here. Just a little bugger. Boy, you look at all this rock overhanging this gully here. You can see the upheaval, you know? It's all pushed up by the tectonic plates movement, volcanic action. Crazy. But beautiful. I gotta try to turn around here. Again, rule of thumb, don't step somewhere you don't want to be. Take a shot back. And there's the falls. Absolutely beautiful back here. Not another living being back in here, just me. I love it. I just love it. So, I'm going to work my way out of here. A lot of rock to climb out and around on. And it would probably be best if I didn't film while I did that. So I think I'm going to set the camera up and, oh no, I'm not going to. I'm going to save. If there's anything that pops out on the way back out, I'll film it and I'll do a closing when I get out. So I'll see you at the end. There may be more to come before the end, so hang tight. We'll see ya. And of course, I can't go out in the woods without finding a really nice piece of chaga. That's a big boy there. From there to there. It's got to be 14 to 16 inches across. From there, there, I'd say 11 to 12 inches tall. Big piece of chaga. Oh yeah. Now let's see if I can remember where it is come winter. Because this tree is actually going to end up coming down. Look at here. They've select marked a bunch of trees in this area. It's like those two clumps are select marked. There's a couple trees there, select marked. There's a few others on my way out. They're thinning this out. For what reason, I don't know, because I hope it's not so they can come in here and log later. But anyway, ta-da! Mother Nature's gold. There she be. Well, folks, that's it for Foster Falls. My day at Foster Falls. When I left town today to come out here, I told myself, just head out to Foster Falls, go take a look at Foster real quick, then head downstream to the second falls just to see what it looks like with the river so low, because the river's quite low, very low. In fact, like I said, I think at the beginning of the video, I could have driven across the river at the crossing. Well, okay. So, the one and only time I ever been to the second falls, I hiked down an ATV trail, and the water was high. The water was so high at that time. I had dropped my camera in the water and I had to use my phone to finish the video. So when I got to the second falls, I was using my phone. Most of the leaves were off the trees, if I recall. And you could see where they had blazed some trees down towards the river. Plus, you could just hear the falls and they're just roaring. Today, you couldn't hear the falls. There's too much breeze. All you heard were the leaves and the trees getting blown by that breeze. Well, plus I couldn't see the blazes through all this thick greenery. Everything's grown in thick now. Everything's green. Everything's thick. Could not see those red blazes down towards the river. So I had to bushwhack. First time I started bushwhacking, I realized I was way too far downstream. I was about halfway between the second and the third falls. And I didn't want to go to the third falls today. I just wanted to go to the second. So I backtracked and bushwhacked back out to that ATV trail. Back hiked probably a quarter of a mile. Started bushwhacking towards the river again. Yep, then I hit the river just above the falls, which was nice, and I worked my way down to the falls and videoed all that. You've seen it. On the way back, I said I'd video if something really big happened. So I saw something really good, you know. Well, it was uneventful on the way back, except for the fact I got distracted. And there's a trail that heads off to the south. You can tell it was an old logging trail at one time, really grown in, but most of it clear, just knee-high or a little higher undergrowth. So I took off down that trail. I shouldn't have done that. It's 6:45. 6:45. I would have been back here easily by 5:30. But it's 6:45. Sty gets distracted when he's outdoors. Sorry, folks. Happens. Makes these videos awful long, doesn't it? Sorry about that, too. But if you only made it this far if you really like following them. So, okay, guys. Anybody that made it this far that's not subscribed to me, you earned it. You should subscribe. Punch me in the ugly mug. And you're subscribed. Give me a thumbs up, please. Hey, One thing that I keep forgetting to ask folks, share my videos out there. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Share it out there. Get your friends to come on over and take a peek. And I'll tell you what, I'll throw some links up, videos, other waterfalls, whatever. And until the next trip out, please, 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 all of you, get outdoors, enjoy the fresh air, and you all have a very, very nice day. Bye-bye.